Good afternoon, and welcome to the annual Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Awards. My name is Sherry Friedman, and I work at the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, and am delighted to be your host once again. Glasses on, and I can't see, glasses off, and I really can't see. Okay. As always, it's wonderful to see so many people here to celebrate the extraordinary members of the Princess Margaret family. Unfortunately, our president and CEO, Mio Yamashita, couldn't be here with us today, but she sends her regards and her congratulations to all of today's nominees. As many of you know, the Kirsh family, seated over here, established the awards in recognition of the exceptional care received at the Princess Margaret by Gerald Kirsh over 25 years ago. Today actually marks the 25th anniversary of the Kirsh Awards. Is that right, Joel? That's what's in my notes. It's in my notes. No, this is the 25th time we've done it. Okay. And it has been an added bonus to see the Kirsh family grow alongside the Princess Margaret over the past 2.5 decades. We have had the chance to see a whole new generation of Kirshes and Lebos carry on Gerald's legacy of generosity and compassion. It really feels like your family is part of our family. And I know that Seth is here representing all grandchildren today. Seth, that's a very big responsibility for you. These awards are an opportunity for patients and their loved ones to honor the incredible staff and volunteers at the Princess Margaret, people who work tirelessly to offer hope, comfort, and care to cancer patients. Each of the nominees has demonstrated the award's 5 core values of compassion, integrity, safety, stewardship, and teamwork. But what was emphasized most across all the nominations we received was a sincere sense of empathy that helped patients and families feel seen, heard, and cared for. The willingness of all these nominees to go above and beyond for patients is what makes the Princess Margaret such a truly special place. In a moment, we will announce this year's 13 nominees, but first I would like to introduce Dr. Keith Stewart, Vice President Cancer and Medical Director of Princess Margaret Cancer Center, to say a few words. Keith.
Thank you, Sherry, and thanks to the Kirsh and the Bow families for joining us. I'm going to go off script, actually. I'm going to tell you a story. It's not in my notes, so it's risky. But last year I had this idea that to recognize our more senior staff, we would create something called the Princess Margaret Hall of Fame to recognize lifetime of contributions. And I wrote to one of our staff members and said, you know, I'd like to tell you that you've been awarded the Princess Margaret Hall of Fame recognition this year. And he wrote back and said, I don't need that. I already have the Kirsh Humanitarian Award, and that's more important. So he didn't get it, but he actually thought that this award was more important to him because it recognized, I think, what he thought was more important, that he had helped patients through his work. The Kirsh Awards are super important to us. They really are one of the highlights of the year. I think there are awards that are, for the reasons I just explained, are just cherished by those who are not only win, but are also who are nominated. It is the opportunity for our patients to express their gratitude for the care that their loved ones receive here at Princess Margaret. And it's therefore a very special opportunity for us to recognize our hardworking staff who have cared for the 20,000 new patients we see every year, even if not all of our staff can be recognized. And we know that it's because of them that we've been globally recognized as the top cancer hospital in Canada, and we were ranked this year in the top 10 around the world. And this is thanks to our staff, to their dedication, looking after and for the well-being of our patients, and for the expertise that's recognized by the award that your family has supported over what sounds like, if the facts are straight, 25 years. So thank you for that. We're responsible here at Princess Margaret for many breakthroughs that have revolutionized how the world diagnoses, treats, and understands cancer. But the backbone of this institution, this incredible institution, is our staff. It is the work that they put in every day, our nurses, our porters, our pharmacists, the whole team looking after our patients. So let me say thank you again to the Kirsh family for joining us today, for your continued support and commitment to exceptional patient care. And while there are only 2 individuals who will win the award this year, we want to tell all of our staff that they're working incredibly hard. We're deeply grateful to them, and thank you all for coming this afternoon to recognize that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keith. Now I'd like to call up Joel Kirsh to speak on behalf of the Kirsh family.
Thank you, Sherry, and good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the entire Kirsh family to this year's Humanitarian Awards ceremony. Those of you who may have attended previous ceremonies know that the responsibility for making these remarks has always been shared amongst Jerry Kirsh's children and grandchildren. Each year, the foundation sends the nominations to the committee, which includes me, which I then share with my family, and reliably a family email or text thread suddenly springs into being, asking the question, whose turn is it to give the speech this year? So the Kirsh family speech has been handed from family member to family member year over year, periodically edited and adjusted, and it's our opportunity to share with you my father's story, the origins of the awards, and help introduce you to some of the remarkable nominations. So, in keeping with the remarkable times we are now living in, it was suggested that I try using AI to update this year's speech. But given that almost all of Dad's life came before the internet really existed, AI didn't have much to work with. So I was stuck. And like any good son, I called my mother for advice. So, for the first time in the history of the Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Awards, it's with great pride that I introduce my mother, Paula Kirsh, to deliver these remarks on behalf of our family.
Hello, everyone. I hope this is a nice surprise for you. For many years, I've preferred that my children and grandchildren speak to you. And for the longest time, I didn't expect to be here making a speech, but here we are. I didn't expect to be here. I am paraphrasing a long-standing family friend who now visits Princess Margaret regularly while their spouse receives care. Nobody expects to be here. But last year, almost 20,000 new patients started their cancer journey at Princess Margaret. In the late 1990s, I was one of those new patients, followed soon after by my husband, Jerry. I knew from my experience here that Jerry would get excellent care. Hospitals can be scary places, and a cancer hospital even more so. A recurring theme in the nominations for these awards has been how the Princess Margaret acknowledges and manages the fear of patients and their families. I still remember that on the day Jerry was admitted to hospital, I started gathering my things at the end of visiting hours and prepared to go home. I was told that I could and should stay with him. And stay I did throughout his entire hospitalization. Spending so much time in the hospital with Jerry allowed us to see for ourselves how his care team took care of him as a complete person, and our family as an extension of that person. This led to the conversations that launched the Kirsh Humanitarian Awards. Now, more than 25 years later, we read the nominations and recognize the same important values that support today's patients and their families. Here are a few examples. When I think about the people who made my cancer journey a little lighter, she is one of the very first that comes to mind. His ability to provide both emotional reassurance and expert guidance helped me navigate the uncertainty with strength and resilience. And another, her ability to connect with me on a human level made me feel seen, heard, and understood, transforming a clinical environment that had felt intimidating into a place of comfort and support. She helped me get through the hardest and darkest time in my life and did so with compassion, empathy, and understanding along the way. I could continue because every nomination contains words of this import. I want to thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I hope you will agree with me that visiting Princess Margaret for the awards, each year is a continued reminder to all of us of how much good is done here. Thank you to the team at the Princess Margaret Foundation that makes these awards possible. Thank you to the patients, families, and members of the Princess Margaret community for recognizing these remarkable people, and congratulations to the nominees and the award winners. And thank you.
She'll be back next year.
Wow. Wow, Paula, thank you so much. Not only was that a welcome surprise, you are a fantastic speaker, and I see where everybody else gets their speaking ability. No, thank you, that was fantastic. All right, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen as we announce this year's Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Award nominees. I'm going to do my very best to pronounce everyone's names correctly. All right, and the screen is there, so I actually can't see. Not yet? Give me a sign, Fiona. Okay, great. Dr. Eitan Amir, medical oncologist. Dr. Philippe Bedard, I see him here in person, medical oncologist. Jeremy Capone, wellness chef and community partnerships coordinator. Our fabulous chef. Dr. Marta Davidson, medical oncologist. Bernice D'Souza, registered occupational therapist. Daniela Fiorini, registered dietitian. Michelle Ganesh, nurse. Jesse Graham, Twitch charity streamer and Quest to Conquer Cancer Ambassador. Andrea Ipanake, Administrative Assistant, Medical Oncology Department. Simone Kurup, Social Work Program Specialist, Adolescent and Young Adult Program of Ontario. Harjit Singh Vora, Clinical Research Supervisor. Nicole Somerville, Specialized Oncology Nurse. And Shelley Westergaard, Nurse Navigator and Clinical Coordinator. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our nominees. And now it is with great pleasure that I announce the recipients of the 2025 Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Awards. It's more exciting than the Oscars, let's face it, right? And are we going to ask the winners are going to come up here, say a few words, and pose for a photo with Dr. Keith Stewart. That's the highlight. The first recipient is Simone Kurup. Congratulations, Simone. Simone, I'll just say a word about Simone. Simone received a whopping 10 nominations from her colleagues and patients. Isn't that remarkable? Each nominator emphasized Simone's blend of clinical brilliance and sincere compassion for both her patients and her colleagues. We'd like to share just a few of the wonderful things that Simone's nominator said about her, and Paula read one of these, so I'm going to try to edit on the fly. Good luck to me. One colleague wrote, Simone sees the depth of humanity in each patient interaction and seamlessly weaves in practical social work with whole person care, supporting not only the patient, but their loved ones with dedication and commitment. One of her patients, and Paula read some of this already, talked about Simone helping her get through the hardest time in her life, and then goes on to say, moreover, when I was ready to do so, she connected me to several other parts of the AYA team to not only feel normal in my body again, but also to reintegrate into the workforce when that time came. Simone, congratulations and thank you. Do you want to say a few words?
Thank you, everybody. I have a couple notes, so bear with me. I want to start by, Paula, what a privilege and pleasure to be here the first time that you speak at the awards ceremony. Thank you to the rest of the Kirsh family. It means a lot to me to receive an award that's dedicated, that's connected with a family that's dedicated to making such an impactful difference. A lot of the work that I do as a social worker is working with people that are thinking about their legacy and what it means to them when they're no longer here. So it just means so much that my work as a social worker is legacy building, and I get to be part of someone's legacy and a family legacy. So thank you for that. I also wanted to thank the people that nominated me, my colleagues. I work with an incredible team in the adolescent and young adult program. They're all brilliant and so passionate for the work that they do. And to be nominated by people that you look up to means a lot to me, so thank you. My team's back there in the back row, thank you. And then the patients and the families, it's why I do the work that I do. I love my job, and I don't take for granted that I get let into the most vulnerable parts of people's lives when they're going through their cancer experience, and it's such a privilege and such an honor. And so I'm grateful to work at the Princess Margaret. I'm grateful for the foundation for putting on this event, for the Kirsh family, for the patients and the families that I work with. So thank you.
I'm getting some notes at the side, don't worry. Wonderful, congratulations, Simone. Our second recipient of the 2025 Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Awards is Dr. Eitan Amir. Dr. Amir received glowing nominations highlighting his compassionate leadership, clinical excellence, warmth, and support for patients and colleagues alike. Here are a few words from Dr. Amir's nominations. Dr. Amir saved my life. Through that process, he gave me purpose and belonging. He encouraged my foray into research and supported my advancements into academia. I can honestly say I would not be who I am today without him. Here's one last comment. What truly sets Dr. Amir apart is that he embodies the very best of humanity in medicine. He balances clinical excellence with compassion, dedication, and warmth, and humility with strength. His impact on patients, families, colleagues, and future clinicians is profound and enduring. For all these reasons and more, I can think of no one more deserving of the Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Award. Dr. Amir could not be here today as he's at a medical conference in Europe, but he sent the following message to express his gratitude.
Thank you very much, and apologies for not being able to be here in person. If everything goes to schedule, at the time of the award ceremony, I should be around 40,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, returning from the European Society of Medical Oncology meeting in Berlin. First, I would like to thank the Kirsh family for supporting this long-standing award. Recognition of the humanitarian aspects of cancer care is unique among all the measures of quality of healthcare and research productivity, by which many of us are appreciated. I would also like to thank the Adjudication Committee for selecting my nomination. I realize that every year you have a large number of nominations, and at the Princess Margaret we have a very large number of talented individuals, including those with exceptional humanism. As such, I am humbled by having been selected for the Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Award this year. Being nominated for such an award by patients that we treat and colleagues that we work with is an honor and a privilege which I cherish deeply. Finally, I would like to congratulate Simone Korup as the co-recipient of this year's award, as well as all the other nominees. Many thanks again, and sorry for not being able to accept this award in person. Thank you.
I like Dr. Amir's background. It looks like he really is up in the sky, just in case we had any doubts. Congratulations once again to our 2025 Gerald Kirsh Humanitarian Award nominees and recipients. It really is, this event really is one of the most inspiring events of the year for all of us. And we had the added bonus of getting to hear from Paula today. Paula, thank you really so much. That was really a highlight. By round of applause, who would like to hear Paula again next year? There, it's done. Seth has the yay, I'm off the hook look on his face. Thank you, Paula, Joel, Jeff, Jennifer, and the entire Kirsh clan for sharing this special day with us to honor Gerald's legacy. We're thrilled that you could all be here. Before we end our event, I'd like to invite all the nominees up to the front for a group photo, And while our nominees are having their photos taken, I'd like to invite everybody else to enjoy the refreshments right behind you on this side. And to everyone who attended, if you'd like to nominate someone for the Gerald Kirsh Awards next year, you can find the nomination form online. Thank you all so much for joining us, and a special, special thanks to our wonderful Princess Margaret staff, volunteers led by Dr. Keith Stewart, who do the amazing work they do every day with empathy, kindness, and compassion. Thank you.